Hi and welcome back. This is the second video in our FastEdMon Live View series. Across these videos we will cover everything from installation and initial setup through to configuration and day-to-day management. In the previous video we deployed FastEdMon on a fresh Ubuntu server, and in this video we'll get FastEdMon Live View up and running. So if you just completed a fresh installation using the current FastEdMon installer, most of the required configuration has already been done for you. If you're adding Live View to an existing FastEdMon deployment, I'll also show you the manual steps needed to enable it. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to log into Live View for the first time. As always, I'll leave all the relevant documentation and resources in the description below. So let's get started. First, let's quickly go over the requirements. Live View requires FastEdMon Advanced version 2.0.378 or later. Your FastEdMon installation also needs to use MongoDB and ClickHouse because Live View relies on those components for traffic data, attack history, and reporting. If you followed the installation process from the previous video, you are already good to go. Live View is enabled automatically during the installation process, and as you probably noticed, the installer created an admin account and password. They are right here, and you can use those credentials to log in straight away and skip the rest of this video. Now, if you have an existing or older FastEdMon deployment and you want to enable Live View, the next two manual configuration steps are for you. So we will have to configure the API version 2 and create you an admin account. So first we'll configure the web API to listen on port 80 and bind to all network interfaces. If you rather use a different port or bind services to a specific interface, you can just adjust these values to match your environment. And next, we will enable the API version 2. So Live View relies on the version 2 of the API, so this step is required. One thing to be aware of is that enabling API v2 changes the API endpoint. If you have any existing scripts or integrations using the older API, you will also need to update them. So now let's finally create the admin account for Live View. We'll create a user called admin. We assigned a secure password for it. And finally, we just give it the administrator role. And last but not least, let's not forget to apply these changes. And also restart FastEdMon Web API service. And once the service has restarted, Live View should be ready to go. You just need to open the browser and navigate to the IP address of your FastEdMon server on port 80, like so. Use the admin account we just configured to log in, and that's all. We're in. FastEdMon Live View is up and running. In the next video, we will take a tour of Live View web interface and look how it's organized before we start going through the initial configuration sections. You'll find all the relevant documentation in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.